A simple Google search will tell you that 50% of Americans are at risk of failing in retirement and running out of money. But when you dig into the statistics, it gets even worse. A lot of the articles and things that you'll see popping up on these doom and gloom topics are just a lot of clickbait. But when it comes to the statistics about retirement, a lot of these aren't just clickbait. You'll get articles like this one from MoneyWise that say things like more than half of Americans quickly fail at retirement. MoneyWise is not a source that I take a lot of, put a lot of stock in. They just have a lot of links to things in their articles that want you to, that are affiliate links, and they don't give you a lot of good advice. But someone I do put a little bit more faith and a little bit more stock into what they say is the National Council on Aging. And they say that 80% of households with older adults in them are at risk of failing financially and that they're struggling. That's 47 million Americans. Just in case you're new here, this is the Retirement Mentality Channel. I'm Jeff. It's a place where I want to change your mentality about retirement. And I try to dig in deeper on some of the topics that people are talking about, but I come at it from a little bit different angle. A lot of it is my own experience. So today we're talking about the struggles and how many Americans are actually struggling or will struggle after retirement. They say that 1/3 of Americans regret retiring and wish they would have worked longer. And that statistic, it makes me feel very sad. You know, a lot of people in this space, a lot of my people who follow me, a lot of my followers are people that we talk a lot about retiring early on this channel and early retirement. And they keep pushing the age of retirement back farther and farther and farther, where if you were born after 1960, like me, I'm 51 years old. I was born in 1973. The age for retirement now is 67 years old. And so if you're lucky, you might have 20 years of retirement. But we strive on this channel to retire early, and that means we have to have retirement funds, savings, investments, passive income that's going to carry us through 30 or 40 years of retirement, depending on when you retire. I retired for the first time at 45. And so if 47 million Americans are struggling and having financial difficulties after retirement, like, where have we gone wrong with these people? Just didn't plan at all in the future. There's something like 28% of people throughout all ages of adults have zero money saved for retirement, and we've got to do better. Here's another article from Business Insider that says 45% of Americans will run out of money after retirement. I could go on and on with these articles that show you guys this. And when you Google why do Americans not have enough money, you just get simple answers like because they have insufficient savings. And another article, one of these MoneyWise articles that I looked at, says like, if you're 49 years old and you have nothing saved for retirement, do these 5 things now. 1, automatically reinvest your spare change when you use your credit card or debit card. That's not going to get you to retirement. They have such horrible advice on a lot of these things. And I think a lot of it stems from the fact that a lot of people are so scared about the very end of our lives when we're going to need nursing home care or long-term care, and they just have no idea what it's going to cost. They think they're never going to be able to afford it, and it just prevents people from putting money into retirement. And they just say things like, I'll just work until I die. And they just keep not saving and just keep planning on working longer and longer and longer and retiring less and less or at all. And that's also a symptom of simple financial illiteracy of most people. People just aren't taught how to invest and how to save and how much money you're going to need for retirement and how much long-term care costs and the advantage of long care term policies or life insurance policies and annuities. They make it all seem so confusing that most people just throw up their hands and say it's too difficult and I'll never be able to figure this out. I'll throw a few more statistics at you. 79% of people between the ages of 62 and 70 can't afford the lifestyle that they had prior to retirement. Only 10% of people between 62 and 70 after retirement are financially stable. 28% have zero money saved for retirement. And 23% of people between the ages of 65 and 74 still have debt. So what do you do if you're one of the people that fall into these categories? Let's say you're 55 years old and you don't have enough money for retirement. What are your options? Well, the earlier you are, obviously, if you're in your 30s or 40s, the obvious answer is start saving and investing more as fast as you can. But for people later in life, I think the better answers are trying to create some passive income streams that come in that can supplement the Social Security that you're probably going to get, because most of the people in these categories are people that have been W-2 workers for their whole lives. So a lot of them are going to get an okay Social Security benefit after retirement. The problem is, you're going to have to work till 65 to get those benefits, or 67 in most cases. The later you wait to take them, obviously, the more money you're going to get. But if you don't have money invested and saved at the later points in life, I think looking to create passive streams of income is a better way. This isn't financial advice for anybody. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But I was able to retire early through investing in real estate. I'm staying in one of my rental properties right here with the tiki theme here in the background. So I have a couple of different rental properties that provide me income that come in every month, and I'm able to live off of the income from my rental properties. But there's other things you can do. This YouTube channel makes me a little bit of money. A lot of people are going to have to even maybe retire and work some part-time jobs. Downsizing can be a big help for people. If you've got a mortgage, maybe you can sell the house that you raised your kids in, move into something smaller that you could possibly pay cash for, and get rid of the mortgage with the difference and have hopefully lower taxes, lower insurance. You can move to a lower cost living area after retirement. You might have to be a little bit farther away from kids or grandkids. But maybe a road trip to go see them isn't the worst thing in the world. That can help you have a little bit more breathing room in retirement. There's a lot of things that we can do. You can do a lot of these things pre-retirement also. Downsizing, just learning basic budgeting tips is a big way that you can reduce your expenses. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So, up to the retirement age, if you can get your budget as lean as possible and save more money, that's the biggest thing you're going to be able to do. Work side jobs, side hustles, all these types of things. So it's not all doom and gloom, but the statistics are quite scary. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Leave me a comment down below of my very wise and informed viewers. How many of you feel like you're ready, feel like you are going to be financially secure into retirement? Leave me a comment down there. And if you like this video, go watch this video next and get some of my great advice for people in their 50s and later about things you can do.